Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. So, what is happening in the markets right now? Why are we dumped? Why are we pumping? What is happening? There's some games being played. There's some leverage, liquidity plays going on. Charts are not bouncing where they should have. And there's some games going on at this present moment. But what are we going to do? What's going to be happening? What's the next future? What's going to be moving forward? Is going to be happening? Is going to be a very interesting state of affairs. Now, let me just put my camera back on so we can get this process working on that side, and we can see what is happening. Why can't you see my screen though? That is the real question. What? Oh, what? I'm gonna sort out the chart. Okay. Oh, okay. I love it when this thing just has a brain uh and all of a sudden like, you know what? No. Just no. I'm not gonna do anything. Why should I even bother? Why should I even bother? That's what it just did to me. Okay, put that there. Is it capturing this now? Of course not. Why would it not capture that? Right now, the situation where we're in right now is that I have a game plan. Right? I have a good. Am I looking good? Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm tired. I have a game plan. I have a game plan of where I think this is all going to be going and what's going to be happening, right? And I'm going to outline everything today. What I think is going to happen, what I think is going to be moving forward, and I'm going to be having a clear, somewhat thought of what's going on. What's really annoying is that a trade was put in today, which it should have worked out, but the market makers were like, nah, brev, nah. Well, what's this stupid thing that you're talking about? But whatever, it happens. Yeah. Don't want to get into it. Honestly, I just typical trading finding out stop losses and then getting to the place where I said I would get to. Honestly, hilarious. Whatever. Now, can someone write on here? Is everything working? One second. Does it pop it up? Yes, it's working. Okay, fantastic. Now, question is this, and I need you guys to do one thing before we start. Before we start anything, and before we go anywhere and get into my thesis on what's going to be happening, and again, none of this is financial advice. Please make sure you understand that none of this, what I'm talking about, is got nothing to do with anything I'm saying, and in fact, this is pure pantomime. Now, do we get that, people? Yep, too fast up and too fast down. Yep. It's the epitome of taking the peas. It was going. The thing is, sometimes what I find, right? What I find is that they do it in such a way where they know that something looks like a perfect setup, and then they make it so that you have a little wobble. I think is the best way to put it that way. But that's what stop losses are for. Whatever, it happens. These things go on. You find your next play and move on from there. Now, I'm going to ask everyone very, if I can, on X, can you guys retweet? Let's get at least like 10 retweets on the live. That would be very much appreciated. You guys will help me out. I don't ask anything else from you guys. That all I could do would be amazing, right? It's a bear flag. It's a bear flag. I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say this. why we are here, where we are here, and why we're doing what we're doing at this present moment, and why things are going in a bit of an interesting way, is wholeheartedly because of the super difficult environment that we're in at this present moment, right? Because on the one hand, we had job creation numbers which were not great. But at the other hand, we had unemployment. In fact, I'll show you. We had unemployment. Right. So this is us trying to figure out what we think is going to be moving forward, right? Let's go through it step by step. Let's go back a little bit so we can get to the key numbers here, right? Can you see my screen? Is everything looking good? Then let me just move to the left a bit so we can get the chat going. All right. Okay, there we go. Now, now going back to, I think it's going to go back to 98. I'm going to explain to you why, right? I think it's going to, there's a few key places that I think it's going to go to, and I'll explain what I think is going to be happening. Of course, you know, market makers might have a different thing on that, but other than that, okay, right, where are we? Where was the unemployment numbers? All right, okay, here. Now, if we look at non-farm job creation, which was, where is this here? Where was the job creation numbers here? Where was the non-farm? I can't find them. Basically, the situation is this, right? So job creation was low, right? Which was not a good thing. Batman will win by... Hey, I did say it's a... Trading is a part of averages, right? The past 2 weeks has been all win. These 2 weeks have been 2 losses. Two out of 20 trades is not bad, all right? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, so what's going on at this present moment is that job creation isn't great, but we get this unemployment claims, which is much lower than it's expected, right? We're looking at quite a large amount, like 40,000 lower. Now, what's going on is that the chance of a rate cut. Let's get this Fed watch. Check this out, all right? The chance of a you can do it. Something's going funky with my internet today. There we go. The chance of a rate cut is nigh on 100%. Like when we're looking at percentages around the 87 to 90%, they're expecting this, right? They're expecting this movement to happen in the markets. Now, what's going on, right? And this is this is the really strange thing. It will hit a 728-day trend line, and it will come down from being a heavy resistance. Is this when we get to a point where we're definitely cutting, but we're cutting into what now looks like strength? Then why are we cutting? Why are we cutting? Why exasperate interest rates that seem like they're coming down? We got an interest rate print. In fact, if you guys go to on the Learn by Alvarez, you'll see it there. Interest rates are coming down. Interest rates are not a problem. I mean, not interest rates. Inflation rates are coming down. That's not a problem. Inflation is not a problem anymore. But we also, so what the Fed's mandate is between either they balance the risk between unemployment and the job market and inflation. So if inflation is going down and the jobs market looks like it's somewhat buoyant and these unemployment numbers are not as bad as they think it is, so the Fed is cutting into strength, and the market is going to be like, so why are you cutting? Is there a problem? Is there an underlying problem here? What's the underlying issue that we're facing at this present moment? What is needed? But this is what I think is going to happen. Because we have one thing that a lot of people are not listening to until I think it's going to happen, and they're going to wonder what's going to go on. I think that the interest rate cut decision is next week. I think it's next week. Is it next week? It's on a Wednesday, I think. Wednesday or Thursday? No, too far forward. Yeah, federal funds rate, right? If guys, by the way, you guys should check out cryptocalf.com. Yeah, it's on the 10th. Yeah, it's on Wednesday. So this rate cut is going to happen, and I'm adamant that I think we're going to see a rally into that, right? I think we're going to see a rally into that, and I think that we might even get a rally up until one singular date. And I think these upper levels here, possibly, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't test out the 98 to 100,000 level. But to be honest, I would not be surprised if it comes up to here. I would not be surprised if it comes up to here. Because then, I mean, I think it could potentially tap this 109,000 area. It's only my opinion. Don't listen to what I'm talking about. And when we get to this scenario, right? That's wrong. Let's try that again. We get to this scenario. I think around the 108, 109,000 area is going to coincide with a singular event. And that singular event is a week later. And that is... Wait, is it here? Where is it? And that is... I'm going to let you edge for a little bit more. Where is this now? Where's the... What date is that? It's on the 5th. Wait, what day? Where is this? Is it more? Ah! I think it will go up until the 19th. I think up until the 19th, I think we will come and possibly test these levels up here. And I think it will come around the 108,000 level. And the Bank of Japan's policy rate will be the final nail in the coffin of what we will get. I think that's what we will get. And I'll say it this way, right? The reason why I'm saying that, and I think it will then create this sort of head and shoulders, graph structure. And this may not happen. There's a chance that this may not happen. I'm just giving you my humble opinion of what might go on, right? So here, I said when on the 19th. If you can see me, you want to see my screen, just go here. Just go to here, you see my screen. It's all there. I think at that moment, Jarvis, you just got a move up, and it was there, man. Top is in. Hope you're shorted that low. So it's going to go up and then down, or down and up maybe. No, I would not be surprised if we from next week onward we don't start seeing even from this weekend on, a gradual move up, right? I think there's going to be a real test of the bears. I think this run up to the rate cuts, it's going to be somewhat bullish. I think it's going to create a scenario where a lot of late longs might get trapped. And then I think we will be at a stage where we can start to really, please acknowledge my presence here. Sorry, man. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry, man. I didn't mean it in that way. But I'm just thinking, I think this is what's going to happen. I think the rate cut is going to be very, very bullish for the market, right? I think that's going to move it up. Test these higher regions. Possibly the 109, right? To create that head and shoulders move, or even it could just barely push up to the 98 level. And I think that thank you so much, Cryptus. I think that there is going to be a scenario where the Bank of Japan is going to cause the pullback towards like the 75,000 level. This pullback down towards this area, and I'll show you one more thing, right? I noticed something else the other day as well. I was checking out the these RSIs, right? If you look on the weekly, and we look at this, show you this, right? It's almost like market makers run this world, I'm telling you, right? I think it's here. Was it there? Is that on the monthly? I see it on the monthly. No, it's on the weekly. I want to show you something. Brother, stop inviting me, please. I beg you. Yeah, there we go. If we look at the previous run, right? I don't understand what you mean by that, man. I think 10 is sell the news. I think the Bank of Japan is going to be the sell the news event. I think people are going to be looking at daily RSI is bearish, inflicting downwards. Yeah. Not even the daily, the weekly and the monthly is the real problem. If we look at the general area of where this hit, and if we look at the previous bull run, right, we saw something very similar, all right, around the same time, around similar moments in this, where we saw this bit of an uptick, right, coming into that rate cut, and then it's not hope. I'm Jody. I would listen to the whole thing that I said. Will December be upwards like a relief rally, or we will keep going down? I think that we might get a rally into the rate cut, and then the Bank of Japan raising rates is going to be the catalyst for the pullback into, I would say, January, maybe early February. And I think around the 75 to 70 area could potentially be hit, potentially. Because if you look at the previous time, bull market time, we got this tick up around similar periods of time. And I think something similar might happen. I think we might go up and test these 98, possibly even up to the 109, depending on the amount of bullish momentum comes into the market. And I think that will create possibly the second shoulder of this run, and that could be a potential area where you could maybe exit some of your things if you don't want to hold it for a long period of time, or see some sort of growth in that way, right? Now, no one can tell that. It's just my opinions. Please, guys, everyone need to understand this, right? I'm not saying anything in a level where I know exactly what's going to be happening. I want everyone to really understand that. This is just my opinion. This is what I think is going to be happening. Because there's too many confluences that are coming together that it's just making me feel that that's this way. So basically, we rally for a real start in Feb. I think so. And the reason why I say that is because if you look also in what I was showing, right, between the coincidence between the RSI and everything on that level, we saw this dip back down into crazy oversold territory, right? And I'm going to mark this off, right? This dip back down into this oversold territory, which would most probably align with the $70,000 area, where the 200-day moving average will come to that. I'm making roast potatoes. Ooh, I like a good roast potato. Duck fat, man, or goose fat. You're so handsome that makes us happy that the market's heavy. Thank you, Mr. Dust. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Don't make me blush, right? So that movement there, I think, will also bring the 200-day moving average to that point. And I think right there would be the absolute peak of when you start DCing in. Because if you look at the previous time that's happened as well, we've got this run back down. And what we would describe as a period of time from that point to here, which is about what? Damn, a year. I would say less, though. I would say a period from 6 months. I'm giving this 6 months because we haven't had the blow off top, right? Yeah, about 6 months. I would give it about 6 months before this thing really, really starts to go. Are you from Iran? No, I'm not. Why does someone say I'm Iranian? I'm not Iranian. I'm not Iranian. I would say if you had to put my background, I'm Mediterranean. I'm mainly on of Spanish descent, but I have a lot of Mediterranean. The other half of me is Mediterranean. I think it's the best way to put it, right? There is a Reddit page about. No way. There's a Reddit page. There's no Reddit page about me. I don't even have my account. People keep reporting it all the time. Right? Yep. No way. Punky sent it to me. That'd be hilarious if there's a Reddit account about my heritage. I love the internet. It's so messed up and yeah, I'm half Pomeranian. That's what they call it. One half of me is Pom, the other one is Iranian. I'm not Iranian. I'm not. Oh, it's not a bad thing. But I'm not Iranian. Love the pom poms. So I think that's something on that level is going to be happening. I think a run up towards, and I think the reason why we had this pullback here is because of the unemployment data coming in much better than it. Although, can you trust it is another matter, right? But I think the unemployment data is fundamental to what's going to be happening. Can you post some videos over the weekend, please? I would love to if I get my account back. I would love to if I get my account back. I'm like, it's one of the most hilarious situations at the moment. I got my account back for a day, and then these guys attacked it. It's basically I get it for a day, and it takes a week for TikTok to have a look through whether I am a real or not. They check if I'm real or not. Anyway, whatever. Oh, one thing I want to do, right? Before we continue on with anything else, there is something that I want I need everyone to do help on this. And I mean everyone. Wholeheartedly. Am I real, right? Yeah, exactly. I need everyone to do this. This is really, really important because it's a young person who's trying to gain some following on YouTube, and it's something it's one of those things where I will support something like this and give my full weight behind. And I'm gonna ask everyone to do this because it's one of our followers, and his child has opened up a YouTube account. And he's playing games, and I need you guys to help. I'm gonna be posting it here. I'm gonna be posting on my X, and I'll do something on YouTube as well. But I need where's his account? I just remembered now. Where is his account? And I need everyone to do that. Please YouTube for me. So yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna get it. It's Dalton's kid. Can someone repost that link, please? I wanted to show it on stream, and I've got sidetracked. I had like so many projects going on at the moment that I've been dealing with. Does anyone have Dalton's link? Where was that link for his? If someone can find that, please. Find that, and then I'll show it on my if someone can find, I think it was on in the whale chat. I don't know where it is, but actually no, it wasn't on the whale chat. 1 second. Sorry guys, I need to do this because it's important for me. I think people, people who put themselves out there to do something on this level, I think it's admirable, and they need, it's really hard to gain some presence on YouTube, and I think he deserves it. I feel like I want to watch it a few times on my stream. Is it this one? No, that's Michael Saylor. He doesn't need it. I can't find it. Can someone post Dalton's son's YouTube account, please? Let me just write it on the group. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Where's Delta? 1 second. All right. Okay, there we go. I don't. Here we go. He sent it to me. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 1 second. I'm so excited for him. Honestly, I can't actually believe how excited I am for him. All right, here we go. Yes, I am a human. Can you just? Why is everyone asking me this? All right, is this it?
This video can only be 5 minutes long. I'm so sorry, guys. So
yeah, here we go. All right, okay, what is it?
This is official.
1 second. Dark Pixel RBLX. Wait, 1 second. Dark Pixel RBLX. Look at. Oh, I'm so. 1 second.
A beluga, godly. Wait, guys.
1 second. I need to get this guy to 1,000 subscribers. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Dominic was literally in Sahur.
1 second. Oh my god, I'm so happy for him, honestly.
I'm in Sahur.
Boring. Thank you so much. We're trying to help a kid here. The roofing game. We're trying to help a kid, honestly. Oh my lord. It's like, I don't want to help kids.
Grandma.
There you go.
1
second.
I got
1 second. Where's my X?
35k a second time.
1 second.
Oh wait.
Alright, I'm posting on my X as well.
I'm on 200k.
Roofing game is hilarious. Why do I?
And okay.
Forget the kid, brother. Talk crypto.
Magic coin. What's a magic coin? We have 3 minutes left.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm so sorry that this video is only this short.
Ruthless. 1 second.
Video,
1 second.
Right.
Okay.
Or scrap the idea because it will never work. Oh wait, gears give cards straight, hex apples. I'm gonna buy all of these because these will be good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Give bubblegum trait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Done. Posted. Everyone needs to follow us. All right. We need to get this to 1,000 subscribers. Dark Pixel needs to go to 1,000 subscribers. Simple as that. Every single stream, I will be pushing this guy until he gets to 1,000 subscribers. Simple as that. There is nothing you will lose from doing this. Nothing. Nothing. All you will do is make a little kid happy, and he deserves it. Honestly, it means a lot that people are trying to do this. All right. Okay. Cool. There you go.
No.
All right. I'm out. All right, cool. Back to crypto. Now, yeah, that's what I'm thinking definitely is going to be happening, right? Especially if we look at key factors as well, where we see the S&P 500 coming into key levels. You know, I stated there would be some form of a breakout at this point, and we're getting that breakout. And this number, this bank told me number, which has been spectacularly accurate, by the way. I want everyone to really be careful. Like, I was told this number down here. I was done, and one of my guys in the bank said, you should check out that 6,900 level. I was like, nah, no way. I was like, no, check it out. It's going to be an important number. And it looks like it's coming to that key area. I still think that S&P 500 could really possibly rally towards the 7,000, and we can go from that. Sorry, what is the outlook till Christmas? I think a move up until rate cuts, and from that rate cut moment onwards, a pullback could happen once the Bank of Japan starts to... Japan raises interest rates, which I'm almost certain they're going to do. If they don't, it will be a massive rally, right? Then we can break all-time highs. We will most probably break all-time highs and move on from there. That's what I'm thinking is the best case scenario. Rate cuts in the next 5 days. I am certain that they're going to do, and I think he's going to be talking about how you know, the Fed is going to you know, look into refilling its balance of books, which in essence is a form of QE, and the markets are going to go, oh my god, this is amazing, the best thing ever created, oh my god, right? And then the Bank of Japan is going to hike up interest rates, and then the whole markets are going to tank. I think something on that flavor is what's going to be happening. I think it's that type of flavor that's going to be going on at this present moment. Genuinely think that's the case. Yeah. Now let's look at some other indicators here. If we look at the USDT dominance, it just looks like it's this thing. I mean, if you know this chart pattern. I mean, I didn't even have to show it to you. Where are we here? There we go. You can see what's going on here, man. You can see the flavor of the movement here. This will break out at some point. This is going to break out at some point. But it looks like at this present moment, we'll probably see a rejection come back down towards these levels here around the 5.57. And everyone's going to be screaming, oh my God, it's, you know, we're going to all-time high. Everything's going to be all good and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a PO box address to send gifts? Unfortunately not. Oh man, I still need to talk to Lamar about his glasses. I'm so sorry. I haven't had time. It's been so busy. Like, firstly with Rifts, then the secondly with this, what's it called? Sus. By the way, Sus is up a lot. The market is down and Sus is up. It's crazy. That thing has some real potential to move. The ones that I mentioned yesterday. I was surprised how well it's doing. So all that kind of stuff. With the lawsuit overnight, I don't know what you're talking about, man, but I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to describe your personal issues, but it's, I've got you a gift for Christmas. It's a Victorian whiskey cabinet. Oh my God. How's that going to fit into my PO box? I'm messing around. That's very kind of you, Punky. It's super kind of you. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate the support and the amount of time that you follow. Yeah, man. What's your outlook for the next upcoming many days? I think rally toward up until the Fed cutting, then possibly more of a rally the week after, people thinking that's good, and then the Bank of Japan to really slam the doors on this run. I'm one of Neil's associates from Islington. I don't know who that is, but I appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate it. With the loss of the over and multiple ETFs, what is going to increase the value of XRP? Nothing. Nothing is going to increase the value of XRP. I just want everyone to. I hope so, man. I need alt season, but no idea when it will come. ETH Bitcoin chart looks very interesting. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks okay. Where is my ETH Bitcoin? Did I get rid of it? 1 second. See what my ETH Bitcoin was that looking at? Yeah, whatever. Aha, upward break, which is good, right? That's a good sign. Did you see that? Did you see I was right though? If the Bank of Japan raises rate, the run is over, delayed. No, look, I want everyone to understand this, right? The way that people talk about these runs, right? You know, bull run, bear cycle, bull cycle, and all that kind of stuff. They talk about it as if there's finality to it, as in like it's 0 or 1, right? As if like there's a binary choice to what this is. One is in essence growth, the other is profit taking. That's the best way to describe it. But in eventuality, it's still starting from a higher position, right? That's the thing that I'm trying to ascertain and explain in this matter. It's this sort of cycle theory is about flow of liquidity. And if we think about it in this manner, right? We're currently in a scenario where liquidity is tight. It's very, very tight, right? That's what she said. So I can't finish the end of that sentence, right? It's very, very tight. And that tightness is causing a problem in the creation of a new liquidity. Any news on the meme coin you gave us? It's at 800. I mean, it's gone up by 60% since I gave it to you. No, it's gone up 1.5 times since I gave it to you. That's about it. Behave, lad. I know your dad. I put the link of the Dark Pixel into the chat. Right? What was I talking about? Something about being tight. Oh yeah, liquidity was tight. So we haven't had a blow off top type of bull run. Oh, these sentences are sounding so wrong. It's very tight and it's having another blow off top. Oh, dear me. Anyway, right? So because of that, I think what we would describe as bearish price action. I'm not going to call it what's it called? What? I'm not saying. I'm just literally describing what everyone else says and just said it back to back, and it sounds super wrong, right? What I'm trying to say is this, right? Because we haven't had a blow off top type of movement, we haven't had that crazy run where alts have run and all this kind of stuff because liquidity was tight. I mean, I showed you last time where the amount of transaction, the transaction from USDT to stable coins. Where is this now? I'm gonna show you this. Where did that go? Where did I put that? Is that it? One second. Is that it? No, that's the Bank of Japan. 1 second. Let me find this. I want to show you something. Nope, that's not it either. I've got too many screenshots here. Is that it? Oh, that's not it. No, I can't find it. So what's happening at this present moment is this, right? Vernon K decline. Oh, that's a shame. Is that the ratio of dollar into stablecoin is reducing, but at the same time, I think this is it. No, but at the same time, whale selling is also reducing, and that factor between the two is why we're seeing a bit of stability in the market. But because we're not seeing an increase in the dollar being transferred into new stable coins, so new form of liquidity, we don't have enough to have what we would describe as a blow off top. The liquidity isn't there for that to happen. There's still a risk off mentality into the market, and the risk of mentality will stay there until there is excess liquidity in the market. Now, because we haven't had a alt season and we haven't had a blow off top type of run, which we've had before, I think it's 2018, 19, something on that level there, because we haven't had that, we will most probably have a shortened bearish price action period, right? Where people will call it a bear cycle, which I don't think. Usually bear cycles last about a year, but because of the situation where we are, and especially if we go into this cutting cycle, and with the change of the Fed chair around May, I think 6 months is what we will have. And within that 6 months, right? Within that 6 months, within that 6 months, you will be in a position, in my humble opinion, right? The CPI numbers are bullish, but it's also bearish at the same time. I'll explain that. You will be in a position to be front running an environment that we're sitting in, with two of the most fundamental, incredible factors to this industry. And I know that there's only a few people watching this because I'm not on my main account, but you guys are lucky that you're going to hear what I'm going to be telling you, because I'm a guy that's gone through 3 cycles and I've made ungodly amounts of money in this industry. I don't normally talk in this way because I'm not a person that shows what I have or what I've done and what's going on. But trust me when I say is that I've made a lot, right? And I want this to be clear. We are going to be in a perfect storm scenario where not only are we going to have a period of increased liquidity due to a winding down of fiscal immobility due to higher rates, the difficulty of the higher rates and that we've had for ages, right? that will bring in massive amounts of liquidity at such an extent that there will be excess liquidity. At the same time, all of what the US government has been doing to legitimize, to create an environment that will be extremely beneficial for this industry will be all settled in by that time. So you will be in an environment where there is massive levels of excess liquidity. At the same time, we will have all the regulations and partners and factors and stable coins and all the things that are needed. And this market will be in a perfect environment for growth. And when I say, because most of you guys, I'm pretty sure that most of you guys haven't gone through what we would describe as an alt season and that insane blow off top scenario. Most of you haven't seen that. I can't explain to you the type of environment that you will be in. You will not know what to do with it. That's it. That's the explanation that I will give to you guys. So I'm wholeheartedly expecting a run and test of these levels, right? 98, possibly 109. At 109 is the line. It's the line, right? We break, hold, we go further up. We don't, and we actually close underneath that. I will be shorting everything. Everything. So for you guys who are here, who are listening to this, watch those numbers. This is recorded and go from there. Can I ask what coins you hold for alt season? But I have long-term holdings. My long-term holdings are Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. And I have a few other ones as well that are more speculative. You'll never see an alt season again, same as the 4-year cycle. Why would you say that, TT? I'm curious. When would you say that? When Brett Mooning? Not for a very long time. Not for a very long time. But I will say this, right? I'm so curious everyone says that. Yeah, it's because they're the most established coin. The more established, the less growth you will potentially get, but the more somewhat stability you can get. Even Solana is not stable at this present moment, but it's, I would say, more stable than most. I may agree due to the amount of alts. I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. I think that there's a lot of movement to be out there. You need to understand this, right? Just so we have a clear cut understanding of what's going on. By the way, call that is this. We're talking about a complete market valuation, including Bitcoin. In fact, forget Bitcoin. Total 3. Get rid of all the 3 big bad boys, right? Or the 2 bad boys, Bitcoin and ETH, right? You're talking about a total market capitalization value of 860,000. 860 billion. That is less than a singular company in the S&P 500. Apple's worth more. And we're talking about the whole market. So when people say, oh, there's too many of this, there's too many of that, there's too many of that, this, that, and the other, that is in this current liquidity environment. That's all I will say to all of you guys, right? That you need to be clear of. This ain't something that you should be, this ain't something you guys should all be fearful of. Understand that there being more is not an issue. You forget that back then they'll say, oh, no, but, it was this, that, and the other and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, but back then the whole market valuation was what? 300 billion. Obviously, there was more move because there was less there. You have to look at the full market value. And if you look at Total 3 at this present moment, we're looking at whether we're building this cup and handle formation. This pull back down to these lower levels here, then looks like there could be some movement. That's all I'm going to say. We need to be sure. I'm in Bitcoin ticket. Oh, no. Don't go into XMR. Oh, no. If you didn't get in there from the beginning, I would be very careful of that. I think Akash Network could be parable. You know, every time you say Akash Network, there's one reason why I can't buy Akash. You know why I can't buy it? There's one reason. There's only one reason why I can't buy it. And it's such a silly reason. It's such a silly reason. I used to back in the day, my high school the school bus driver, his name was Akesh. And so when everyone says Akesh is the coin you need to buy, I'm like, I can't buy it. I can't buy it. I did not like that guy. I did not like that. It was shouted at me because I was late. I'm not putting money into that coin. But that's what I'm thinking is going. Now, if we look at Bitcoin dominance, it finding support at this level looks like there's going to be movement up. I expected there to be some movement going up, but yeah. This going up is going to be bode not very well for altcoins. But it's one of those scenarios where it needs to go up before anything else will go up. But I think that run there will end at the 60% level. At that 60% level, I think it will break through and then absolutely go parabolic. That's what I'm thinking. Let's have a look. Yeah. And if we look at the dollar, I think, honestly, I've noticed something. So no secret, may I get a thought of which altcoins you've decided to hold in your term? I said those are the only three that I'm considering holding for a long time. That I've got 4 coins that I'm holding. Right, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Fat Cat. That's the only one I'm holding. Those are the only 3 I'm holding. 4 I'm holding. Everything else I'm if I see this head and shoulders pattern lock in, I will be de-risking on a lot of them. It's not my main ones. Now with the DXY, I'm worried about something. Even though this looks like it's gonna go down, which would bode well for what I'm saying with the last push up with Bitcoin, potential last push up. I'll see when it comes to that point. I'll see if there's any rejection. If there's rejection, that's we will play it, right? But this wick here, there's a wick here that I think it's coming for. And that's around the $96 level. Because at this present moment, the dollar looks heavy. It looks like it's going to come down and retest these levels. There is a possibility that it could come for this wick here, around the $96. In fact, I'm going to put it here, right? That wick there looks like it's primed to be taken out because of the inefficiency in the graph. However, so will gold go up with Bitcoin? Yes. Well, it depends. Everything goes up when liquidity is high. But I think I think gold will go up, but Bitcoin will go down, especially if Japan hikes interest rates. I'm seeing it coming. I can see it coming. I'm just saying it. If it doesn't happen, everything is going to go. Look, let me say this to you. If the Fed cuts and we go in and the Bank of Japan doesn't cut, we will break all-time high. We'll break all-time high. There's no way we won't break it. That's confirmation of excess liquidity in the market with rate cuts. We'll break all-time high. I just don't see it happening. We'll see. Now, if we look at a dollar, it looks like this thing is going to go down and possibly test no. If they don't rise, if they don't raise interest rates in Japan, everything will go up. That's what I'll say. Because it means cheap liquidity into the market. It will come and possibly test this $96 range. Possible. Or it could come and test one of these two, around the 97, this zone here. But I think, no. If the Fed cuts, the US Fed cuts, and the Japan Fed doesn't cut, do you understand? That's the thing. Japan has got nothing more to cut, to be honest. They can't cut anymore. They're basically at zero. Hi, when is the info on Japan? 19th. 19th is the Bank of Japan. You can actually see it. You can go to, okay, there's something weird going on with my stream. I can't see myself for some reason. I can't see my stream. All right, guys, go over to one of these two. I'm gonna have to end this stream. Why can't I see myself? I know you guys. I can't see myself. I love that you guys can see me, but I can't see myself. I'll give it 2 more minutes, and if it doesn't happen, I don't have to see myself. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Right. That's so weird. I can't see anything. Anyway, whatever. Let me look at the on the chat here. Why you need to see yourself? Because as much as I like talking to nothing, at least I can see myself when I'm talking to me. You know what I mean? I want to be able to see myself a little bit. A little bit. Guys haven't streamed. It's not easy. You know how you look? Gorgeous. you know that means something when it comes from a guy, right? that's the peak of So yeah, I'm sensing that. Put the mirror for no, don't be sorry. NK, I'm all up for that kind of stuff. What do I look good today? I don't know what it is. Everyone's saying I look good. I appreciate that. Who's that behind you? Yeah, with my wife downstairs, there's no one behind me. I'll hear them first. Please help me. Who's this crazy lady? She's kicking my ass. Anyway, yeah, so I see this coming down and possibly testing these areas, which will bode well for the theory of this thing going up, right? But if we look at the broader understanding and the broader move that we're sitting on, in fact, let's go to the weekly here. We are... Look, every time this level has been tapped, right, has corresponded with what could be described as the bearish movement. All I see is an Iranian guy. I'm not Iranian. I do have a friend who is Iranian, which I'm going to play this stream for. And he's going to go like, bro, you don't look Iranian. I appreciate it, but you're not Iranian. I'll rub it in his face. Although I did one of those genealogy tests. You know those things where you like give your DNA away forever and then they use it for to pay for other stuff and like James Bond evil stuff. And you will never guess where I came out from, where my ancestors are from, like real ancestors. You will never guess. I could not believe it. After I found out what it was, for a week I annoyed my wife because of it. For a whole week, I actually started buying stuff to try just to add. You know when you find out something that you know that will annoy your wife enough that she won't hurt you, but enough that you can gain satisfaction. But because she loves you, she won't she won't kill you, right? That that amount that must be Russian. I ain't Russian. No. See, that's too much. She's Ukrainian, so I can't do that because then you know what I mean? That's just distasteful. This one is just funny. I couldn't believe it when I found out. I genuinely could. I was like, there is no way. There's no Armenian. No, I think I have a bit of Armenian in me though. I think in the thing it came out a bit Armenian. Not Lviv. Lviv is not a country. Pakistan. That's no. I got nothing against Pakistani people, but that's not it. Right, so I'll give you 2 more minutes before you guys can answer, and I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, so I'm expecting something possibly down here, but as I said, if we look in the greater trend of this thing, and in fact, let's try and put it into even larger time frames here. The touch of this zone, this bottom up, have pretty much corresponded with the end of a Japanese. Yeah. If only. No, Italian. Yeah, the thief. That was amazing. That was almost exactly as I said it. You said, bro, Italian. Yeah, Italian. Yeah, apparently, I'm Roman. So I was going everywhere. Everywhere we went, I was everywhere would go nowhere. We'd be like, nah, Napoli, Papa Napoli. Jake Clever has bet XRP goes to $750 by the end of the year. That's not gonna happen. I'll take that bet. Now, all right, a few more things, right? A few more things. Let's go into a few more aspects. But as I said, look, tapping this area usually is the very end of this. We could see one more run down, but then that breakout usually invites into more bearish movement in prices. We'll see. Again, I could be all wrong. You know, it's just my opinion. Don't listen to what I'm saying, right? Now, a few things. Oh god, it's so weird. I can see anyway. Whatever. A few things. First things first. Did you guys check out Doma? I got a feeling you guys are not giving enough credence to this, right? Dalton, I'm going to be pushing his channel every single time I go live until he gets to 1,000 subscribers. That is it. Make sure he keeps streaming, like producing content. Papa Napoli. I was like, look, look, my Italiano roots tells me that this is the way. I want to get some, you know, Vespa. Anyway, whatever. Okay, pasta. We had pasta for a week. Now, yeah, if you guys want to go and see, check out Doma, right? It's really, really interesting. Just go and see, because I, you know, you guys don't need to do anything with it. I would just, you know, to you guys to just check out how cool what they're doing is. It's such a really cool thing to have a look at. It's something where you can actually own fractionalized ownership of domain names. It's a real world thing. It's a bit boring, but that boring aspect of it sometimes makes it valuable. That's all I'm going to say. Check out Doma. Doma XYZ. That's it. If you don't, then, you know, you're lame or something. I don't know. All right. That, and secondly, I want to show you how this Stargate streaming thing works, right? And this is the thing I want everyone to explain, to understand. When you actually, let me get out this and I'll show you. I'll show you how it works, so you guys understand, and you're going to understand how amazing this thing has become, right? All right, let's get into this and I'll show you. Come on. What's wrong with my internet? Why are you not working? Please. Please. Why are you not working? Why is my computer not? It keeps saying no to me. Anyway, is it working? No. Right. You go into my all Romans were good at charting and numbers. Must be in your blood. I think. Don't feed in. Don't make me go back to my wife today and go, see, even they say it's because I'm Italian, though I am no hair. All right, we go into my links in, you know, the in the bio, and then also the descriptions, right? You go to Stargate and you see it here, right? You then you go into start staking, and it takes you to the new Hayabusa update, which doesn't seem to want to load at this present moment. Anyway, I'll put that aside until it loads. When it loads, I'll bring it back. Oh man, this. How am I going to do this puzzle thing? Did that work? Oh yeah, that worked. I still can't see myself. Why is this not working? Aha, here we go. Right. Okay. Once you click that, you get to the new Hayabusa panel. And then new update is everything, right? So it increases security, it increases pathways. And what's really, really important is that if you're staking, you need to assign your validators, right? So let me just log on to this thing. 1 second. Right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So I've logged on to this, right? I've logged on to this, and you see the NFTs that you've staked on, right? So you go through the whole NFT set of things, and you stake them. But what happens, and what's really cool now, because you can choose your validators, do you see the APY that you get? I can't say it now of what's happening because it's of TikTok. I'm gonna have to get off TikTok anyway, because of what's happening on TikTok. But you can see the APYs have changed. They've moved from what 5 to 6 to now 13. So if you're looking to hold VeChain over a certain period of time, and it's getting to that point where it might be the best time to do it, or maybe when things get a bit more hairy, this is something you should really look into, because it gives you the ability to not only do this, and also the next stage is going to be coming around at that exact moment that people are going to be looking at, right? So this is something you should really check into. If you've done this, make sure you update it and go click your validators, and you're going to be seeing that like 13, 14, 15. You know what I mean? I can't say the number, but you know what I mean. So make sure you go and check that. The links are in the bio. You can see from there. If you have any questions, you can go from there. And what's really cool, right? What's really cool that no one else is going to have on their live, if only my actual channel, everything else came back and was all good, is this. The UK head of partnerships of VeChain, one of the top guys, is going to be coming on our live. And not only is he going to be coming on our live, you will be able to ask him everything you could possibly want about this. One of the biggest tier 1 chains out there is going to be coming to talk here. And they will be there to describe what the new outcome is, what the new developments are, what is going to be changing, and why it's so important for the future. And again, I always say that if you want to get into things that are going to be doing something, the ones that are changing the platform, changing the game, and adjusting and growing to the market in an environment where things are going to be moving more, is the place that you need to be in. So make sure you go and check those guys out. All right. Now, where are we here? Firstly, can I get a few more likes, please? I mean, I don't want to like, beg and stuff, and I'm not begging. I'm not that begging type of stuff. But, like, give me some likes, bruv. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. Right. Cool. Now, any questions that we're looking at? Let's look at a few more things and I'll go from there. Look, VIX, first things first, the volatility, it's bottoming out, coming into the great numbers that I'm thinking. So it's really important. Greedy. Am I greedy now? Thank you so much. I'm greedy for likes. That's the only thing I'm greedy for. That I'm, making gains. Around the 15 to the 14.5 is a good area to be. One area that I don't like is this bad one. All right, that's not a good sign. And that's partly because of the de-risking aspect of what's happening and the potential risk of inflation happening, even though there's no real inflation numbers, you know what I mean? But they're expecting it for the future, but we'll see what happens from there. Right, any questions? Right, what are we looking at? What do you want me to look at? Anything that you want me to look at so I can have a clear understanding of what you guys think, and we can move from there. Any questions that you guys have? Otherwise, I'm going to be going and taking, some time to myself and my wife, and doing all that kind of stuff. We have guests coming over, so it's gonna be party time, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Anything else? Anyone else who wants to follow, that'd be great. Is liquidity going up? No. In fact, it's the rate of dollar to USDT is going down, or to any stable coin is going down. So there is no new liquidity. It's just the same liquidity moving around. So you have to be, if you want to look at little popcorn events that will happen, popcorn events are going to happen. You need to be at the right place at the right time. That's all I'm going to say. It's really important to understand that. That's a singular thing that I will be talking about. Right? All right. Look, you guys have been awesome. Incredible. I'll say one thing to those in the pro group. Next week, on Tuesday, and you'll probably be getting in on the weekend, so you guys understand. I'm going to be giving you guys a project that is being developed by the OG main team of ChainSwap. So you guys should be excited. Like the actual main team of them. In fact, there's two projects. One I already gave you guys. That if you had gone in, you guys would have beat him up, right? I did drop it to you guys, but the other one is going to be the thing, and it's actually a really cool thing that you guys are going to really like. It should be a really cool aspect, something that can survive over the bear period as well, and it'll be something that's really cool. Also, another one I'm going to be giving you guys as well, for the very few that's on here. You know, TikTok doesn't like to push it out. The very few that's on here, it's going to be a project that is also a very, very huge potential for growth. There's a lot of things that are happening, and you know, sometimes getting into the right things at the right time for longer term potential growth is going to be very, very important. All right, you guys are incredible. Hope you enjoyed that. And all I would say is "Fa for Napoli." Yes, Faf. I'm gonna go have some pasta because I'm Italian. All right, peace. Bye. Good. All right, guys. You guys have been incredible. Let me just take this all this kind of stuff here. Oh my god. So it's such little viewers, it's unbelievable. And we will go from there. All right, you guys have been incredible, absolutely amazing, and I'll catch you guys all later. Remember to understand that sometimes being in the times where things are quiet is the best times to be in. Yeah. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Peace, love.